Hi everyone, my name is Candace Spencer, and this is my presentation on a comparative leadership analysis of former CEO and President of Barton Malow, Ben Maibach, and President and Chairman of the Trump Organization, Donald Trump. Thanks so much for watching. Ben Maibach III is ironically the third generation in his family to work within the construction management company Barton Malow. His father, Ben Jr., began as a laborer, working his way up to CEO. Ben followed his lead, working as a laborer, and after graduating from Michigan State with a bachelor's in civil engineering, climbed the corporate ladder, becoming CEO in 1981. I was extremely fortunate to have the opportunity to interview Mr. Maibach. He explained it was his father, hardworking and always leading with integrity and honesty, and the lessons learned through him that inspired and guided his own leadership in life. Just as Maibach was born into previously established ties in the industry, Donald Trump's father, Frederick C. Trump, was also a builder and developer. After graduating from the Wharton School of Finance in 1968, Donald Trump worked with his dad's company, Elizabeth Trump & Son, gaining control in 1971, renaming it the Trump Organization. In recognizing potential economic opportunity in Manhattan, Trump became involved in large extravagant building projects, gaining public notoriety and expanding his social connections with influential people. It was the Grand Hyatt in 1980 that made him the city's best known and most controversial developer. I have found Ben Maibach to be a transformational leader. Integrity is paramount to Maibach, and he demonstrates this along with confidence and compassion through his conduct. He believes instilling this in the culture of Barton Malow is done so through his own actions, as he finds that actions speak louder than your words. An example of this style and enlightened pattern of leadership occurred in 1981 when Maibach first became CEO. Barton Malow won a major contract with GM, resulting in tripling the number of employees and revenues in a 5-year period. He explained that in order to instill the culture of the company and remain successful, it was critical to empower his team to become the new leaders moving forward. Trump's power and achievement as an entrepreneur has made him a billionaire. His business ventures have turned his name into a brand. I mean, literally, it's on everything. I believe his successes and confidence instills commitment from his followers, as they may feel his capabilities will lead them in the same direction. In autocratic leadership, the control and decision-making comes from the leader. Trump is quoted as saying, "I'm a leader. I've always been a leader. I've never had any problem leading people. If I say do it, they're going to do it." That's what leadership is all about. So I'm just going to leave this section at that. Also working his way from the bottom up, Maibach's authority follows suit. Given the nature and span of his business, Maibach empowers and supports the lower levels of the organization to represent Barton Malow with its key values in mind. Top-down authority is in line with the autocratic style demonstrated by Trump. His former top executive is quoted to say, "Donald in the end did everything. No matter how smart you might be, it was Donald." This method of authority is beneficial for definitive action. While it's not empowering, some employees appreciate knowing what's expected and how to execute their work. Maibach uses a similar problem-solving style as Socrates. He is action-oriented and seems to translate his ideas and those of others effectively. He feels that mistakes and problem-solving should be viewed as opportunities and handled with respect. In order to translate ideas into action, people should feel safe and confident in their abilities. Donald Trump's problem-solving style is similar to Henry Ford or the functional practitioner. This is a person of action over contemplation. Again, Trump has a quote that correlates perfectly. Maibach is recognized as a leader in implementing diversity. He feels it's important to not only create a diverse workforce, but to foster the growth of a diverse work culture. In his mind, this doesn't mean just race or ethnicity, but also academic backgrounds in the construction projects sought out by Barton Malow. In researching how Donald Trump includes diversity in his leadership, there was little documentation. In an article, a former employee described the groupthink or like-minded tendencies of Trump's inner circle. I wonder, if the Trump organization relies only on Trump's authority, how does it move forward in his absence without the proven advantages of a diverse workforce? In the realm of emotional intelligence, I found it difficult to analyze either leader in self-awareness, as it is personal to all of us. Maibach is able to react accordingly to current stresses, acknowledging its impact on the future, indicated through the time of extreme expansion. He is consistently contributing to community, recognizing a need greater than his own. He also discussed the importance of continuity as he steps down from CEO, providing jobs for people who have helped him to achieve success. In regard to relationship management, the immense projects completed by Barton Malow require commitment and trust. Relationships are also built in construction. Trump is currently campaigning for President of the United States and is frequently shown reacting to negative situations in anger or rhetoric. Trump has been successful in his ability to interpret the desires of others through business to make the deal. And throughout the election, Trump has also been able to dial into the emotions of his audience to create a tremendous response. This area of emotional intelligence describes someone who can gain cooperation and manage emotions such as fear and anger. As described in social awareness, he is able to build confidence in his supporters. Unfortunately, it appears to be accomplished by attacks and insults to others. Maibach comes across as very approachable and aware of others, allowing him to build relationships within the organization and community. Openness is beneficial in an environment that is constantly fluid and changing, as it is in construction. His company must innovate and differentiate to stay ahead of the curve. Extroverts are assertive, active, and social, all of which have been demonstrated by Trump throughout his career transitioning into his candidacy. Neurotic personalities are not always as sad or anxious Eeyore. At another campaign in Nevada, Trump said he wanted to punch a protester in the face. Such a forceful public statement represents the dominant nature of some neurotic individuals. During Maibach's time as CEO, Barton Malow has increased sales from $125 million to over $1 billion and is now the 10th largest construction company in America. The company also commits over 500 hours yearly to charity, which I find to be a huge achievement. Barton Malow was considered the top 101 best and brightest companies to work for in 2015. I was not able to define any distinct failures, although Ben described a project in Atlanta during their time of extreme expansion. The contract was undermanaged and staffed, resulting in a very expensive lesson for the company. Trump's net worth has quadrupled from $1 to $4 billion since the 80s. He was also the producer and host of the NBC reality TV show The Apprentice, and spent almost a full year as #1 bestseller with his book The Art of the Deal. A distinct failure involves the Trump Organization having to file 4 Chapter 11 bankruptcies from the investment in the Trump Hotel and Casino. As of 2015, Maibach began moving away from his role as CEO into the position of Chief Community Officer, focusing on efforts in the community and public relations. His son Ryan Maibach now serves as the CEO and chairman of the Barton Malow Board. In 2015, Trump announced his bid for Republican candidacy in the 2016 presidential election with the slogan, "Make America Great Again." We see his leadership transition into a whole new arena. While I was able to interview Maibach for the purposes of this project, I would like to have asked him, how do you find balance between your work as CEO and family? I imagine such a strong commitment to your position would make it difficult to be satisfied in both. I would like to ask Donald Trump, what do you do to grow or improve as a leader? We know a lot about his accomplishments and his character defined by the media, but I would love to gain a better understanding of his own views on his leadership style. Both leaders have similar backgrounds and work in related industries. However, this is where the comparison seems to end. They have achieved success through completely different styles of leadership, having 2 very different personalities and problem-solving styles. I believe that just as these 2 men are unique individuals, so is every follower and the environments in which they lead. Ultimately, in leadership, there is no one-size-fits-all, and no one definitive style that everybody will follow. Thanks for hanging in there, and good luck with getting this song out of your head.
Brothers and sisters.